Hello everybody, this is Con. You're looking at the Mercedes-Benz E-Class model range. You're starting right there with the E200, E250 Avant-Garde, E250 Exclusive. This is the flagship E63 4MATIC. And what have we here? No, this is not the E350E plug-in hybrid, but rather this is the new E300 AMG line. Okay, so Mercedes-Benz has now just introduced this new E300 AMG line to replace the E350E as the flagship model of the locally assembled Mercedes-Benz E-Class range. So to get off the bat, what happened to the E350E? Well, it is simply because Mercedes has used up its quota of EEV incentives, and as a result, the E350E, if Mercedes continues to produce it now locally, it will not enjoy the current price point that it is in. So in return, Mercedes is now replacing the E350E with this E300 AMG line. Now, some of you will remember, right, back when the W213 E-Class was launched in Malaysia, it had the E200, E250 and the E300. So this is effectively the same spec as the E300 CBU, but with bigger wheels. Okay, this special for the AMG line, the CKD AMG line car. We have these 245/35 R20 tires up front, 275/30 R20 at the rear. Okay, so spec wise, this versus the E350E, the E300 AMG line also loses air suspension, which is not that big a deal, because why did the E350E had air suspension? It is because the hybrid battery at the back is very heavy, so you need the air suspension to help cope with the weight of the hybrid battery and at the same time give the car still a fairly pliant ride quality. So now the E300, without the need to carry the extra weight of the hybrid battery at the back, goes back to standard passive suspension. So one of the immediate benefits of not having to deal with not having the hybrid battery is that you get a bigger boot. Okay, Mercedes and BMW, both of them being rear wheel drive, they only have space to put their hybrid batteries right here at the back, and that impacts on the boot space for both the E350E back then and also the BMW 530e as well. Volvo, of course, does not have that problems because their cars use transverse engines, and so they have space at the center tunnel to fit their hybrid battery along the center tunnel. Okay, now let's look inside. This is the AMG line interior. Okay, with Burmester audio. Okay, you get this widescreen cockpit that has been standard fare in the Mercedes-Benz E-Class right from the E200. Now, interestingly enough, in some markets, right, you don't get this as standard. You actually get standard analog instruments and one separate screen here. In overseas market, this wide cockpit is actually optional, but here in Malaysia, it is standard fitment. You get this sort of like carbon weave trim insert along the dashboard, stitched panels here, soft touch. This is the piano black trim along the center. One thing I've always commented about this piano black trim is that they attract dust very easily and they also stain very easily. Yeah, so you get this command touchpad here as well. So nothing quite new here to see that you have not seen before in existing versions of the E-Class. Okay, so let's look at the back seat. All black interior here. Okay, so according to Mercedes-Benz, the E300 AMG line is priced at 388,888 ringgit estimated. This is before the implementation of SST, zero GST. Okay, to recap a bit of specs, the E300 is powered by a 2-liter inline-4 engine making 245 horsepower, 370 Newton meters of torque. Okay, so to run through the rest of the range, this is the E63 S4MATIC, okay, performance flagship of the range. Then you have the E250 exclusive line. This is priced at 357,482 ringgit, same as the E250 Avant-Garde line over there. Now, personally, I've always preferred the Mercedes E-Class to to come with this classic grille as opposed to the avant-garde line grille. I know that is a sportier appearance, but I think an E-Class really looks best and proper. You really feel like, you know, a proper E-Class experience with this star on the bonnet. Yeah, so yep, this is a E250 avant-garde line. Now notice that even for the E-Class, right, even at E250 you get 360 degree camera. And I've said this once before and I'll say it again, the E-Class, Mercedes-Benz in general, give the best cameras in the market. Okay, I'm currently driving the BMW 530e, and resolution wise, right, even BMW cameras cannot challenge Mercedes, man. Okay, so this is the base E200 avant-garde line. Now at this current 0 SST, 0 GST climate, this car is priced at 315,000 ringgit, 315. Okay, so let's quickly step inside the E200 and see how different it is from the E300 AMG line. Okay, you don't get this carbon weave trim, but hey, this is okay looking. This is not too bad. Yep. So you do lose a bit of equipment coming down from the E300 as you move down to the E200. E200 is a pretty bare spec car, but I guess, you know, if you're shopping for an E-Class, right, the best to look at really is to start looking from the E250 model line upwards. Okay, the E300 is the new tech, is the new flagship of the locally assembled range, but personally I think the sweet spot is probably the E250. Okay, so anyways, that concludes it for this video, this quick walk around of the newly introduced Mercedes E300 AMG line. Right, so until my next video, thanks for watching, bye for now.